we have been discussing about leadership and governance in higher education and various aspects related to it. In recent times, autonomous institutes and deemed to be universities is kind of a buzzword. There are institutes going for autonomy. We also have different deemed universities, deemed to be universities coming up all over the country. This is a different type of university or institute as compared to the traditional state universities and central universities. Today, we will be discussing about the leadership and governance for these deemed universities or autonomous institutions. To speak about this important thing, we have with us Professor Manickaraoji Salunke sir, a person who has led almost all the types of universities in Indian higher education system. He was Vice Chancellor of Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He is founder Vice Chancellor of Central University of Rajasthan. He also worked as Vice Chancellor of Yashwantrao Chavan Maharashtra Open University, which is an open university. At present, he is Vice Chancellor of Bharati Vidyapit, deemed to be university. And to add to all this, Professor Salunke sir is the current President of Association of Indian Universities. With all this huge experience and the inputs he has given to Indian higher education system, we have invited Professor Salunke here to discuss about his experiences and the deemed universities and autonomous institutions. To start with, can you please elaborate on what is deemed university?
Namaskar. At the outset, I would like to thank National Resource Center, Savitribai Phule Pune University for giving this opportunity to interact with dear participants. I will divide this question into three parts.
Okay.
The first part, what is university?
What is it?
Then I will try to explain various types of the universities.
Okay.
And then I will come to the
Deemed.
deemed to be universities.
Okay.
So, I will start with education in general plays significant role in social, cultural, economic, technological and political development of the concerned society. That is why society needs higher education institutes which the students will be awarded the degrees, and they are also involved, actively involved in research and the creation of the knowledge. In India, we have the acts of the state, acts of the central government, that is parliament. So, by act of parliament, central universities, IITs, IISERs, all such type of institutes are national institutes of importance are established by an act of parliament.
Okay.
However, state act also they have their own universities called state universities. But in addition to this, recently almost all the states they have established state private universities. There also there are two parts: state universities, they are supported by the state government, and then there are universities, state private, they are not supported, but they are monitored through an State Public University Act of the concerned state. Now, in case of central universities, they are fully supported, recurring as well as non-recurring expenses are provided by HRD, and they are well funded. But in state university generally the salary and some component for the development is provided by state government. Now coming to the deemed universities, the UGC University Grants Commission, which has been established by an act of parliament in 1956, it has a right under section 3 to establish autonomous institutions. Under this particular act, deemed universities are established. But now there are deemed universities also, it is not only in this particular act, there are some deemed universities, they are fully funded.
Okay. So
you consider Tata Institute of Social Sciences, it is fully funded. Even Gandhiji established one university, that is Gujarat Vidyapit. It is also fully supported by the UGC through MHRD, but the funding is done through the University Grants Commission. Dayal Bagh, there is a very good university. They are doing lot of experiment, but based on the actually work experience, like Gandhiji's the principles. It works also on Gandhiji's principle. That is also fully funded by UGC. But there are other universities, particularly private universities, established by HRD, because it was not possible to all the universities to cater with the growing educational needs of the students, aspiring the students. And that is why they decided we will create a platform. Through the platform, will give the opportunity for registered societies to establish as deemed to be university. And see, in beginning it was decided they will be specialized universities, the medical universities, then engineering universities, whatever specialized. If they are social science, this is a special institute, therefore they thought that they will have the deemed to be universities. Now in this case, for the private players, UGC is not supporting in financial terms. The one group is supported, other group is totally non-supported, and this is another group in deemed to be universities. In this particular deemed to universities, and there are state private universities. State private universities are not also funded by the state, but deemed universities also there are two different types, one funded, another non-funded. But only they have given the opportunities for the societies or the trust to establish such type of degree awarding institutes. They are degree awarding, but this particular deemed word is there. And now I will try to explain about this deemed word. See, previously UGC has taken a decision, we will try to remove this particular word deemed, and it was only university, Symbiosis University, Bharati University. But there was in certain Supreme Court judgment regarding some university did something wrong, and that is why the Supreme Court judgment has come. This particular deemed university, they should mention clearly the deemed university in their name. But now again the things will change, because in the new education policy there will be three categories of the universities. The first category will be the research university, the second category will be research and teaching university, and third category will be only degree awarding institutes. They do not do research, it is just mainly undergraduate purpose. They would plan to establish such type of three sets of the universities, then this deemed word will be removed. That is my own understanding about the new education policy. developed under the Kasturingan committee.
Committee.